Hey, come here. You like pro wrestling? We got a little something for you. Two fans, 3,000 miles away. We each been watching for more than 30 years. Celebrate the art form, the action, the homoeroticism. We ain't rating matches. We ain't analyzing stories. We ain't experts. We just sit down, shut up, and mark out! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out, a pro wrestling podcast about pro wrestling. I'm so happy to be back with you all after having a week off, okay? I feel refreshed. I feel renewed. I feel excited. I feel energized. I feel allergic. I'm not even sure to what. But I'm back, and I'm happy about it, and I hope you are too. Everybody but Yeti Malone is happy about it, and I'm very happy to be joined once again by Kurt Jangle, the only adults on the internet. Kurt, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be back. 4 or 5 timer club. Getting that jacket soon.
Yeah, the Ribera, Ribera jacket.
Shut up, Ribera jacket.
That's definitely going to happen for sure.
Definitely.
Yes, I have the money to do that, and I was gone last Friday, and on Monday, I was going to do a review of Bash at the Beach 1996 with Books and with Professor Degree. Professor Degree and I both got sick, and Books had a home emergency that she had to handle, so we didn't do it, and I had a longer break than usual, and you know what? I think it turned out to be a good thing because I can't shut the fuck up now. I think I was getting a little burnout. I could feel it creeping up. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, you know? And there's nothing worse than when podcast hosts start to get really cranky. You know what I mean? You can tell they're burnout.
Yeah. Do you have somebody certain in mind? Because I feel like I know where you're...
Shmayan Schmalvarez?
Yeah.
Brian Alvarez is a guy who's been burnout for literally 15 years and just has never actually taken a long enough break. Yeah. It's sad. But Kurt, you're back. Glad to have you. We got stuff we're going to be doing in the near future that you're going to be involved in, and I'm very excited about that. I have a little bit to say about that in just a moment. But before we get too deep, I want to remind people to please subscribe to our YouTube, like this video, leave some comments, share it with your friends, tell the people how cool we are, okay? Mm-hmm. If you're listening to this on a podcast, leave us a nice review. Goes a long way. Tells the algorithm to, give these guys a little boost. But I said I was going to talk a little bit about this project, and I am right now. So, you guys may have noticed we don't mention Sickos Club anymore because Sickos Club has been slightly reconfigured, renewed, let's say. And it's also rebranding. We are rebranding to Jobber Underground, because not everybody, Kurt Jangle, is born into the main event, okay? A lot of us got to look at the lights and make somebody else look good, right?
Put them over.
So we're taking the word back. And we have a revised website coming out shortly that I've been working on like a madman. I spent a lot of my time off actually working on this website. We're going to be moving the model a little bit. We're going to actually have a Patreon. We're going to be offering a very affordable Patreon, I might add, where you can help us sustain what we do a little bit if you feel so inclined and can afford to. But we're also going to have some opportunities for people to join for free. There's a lot of cool stuff coming your way. So with that said, I am very excited to introduce Jobber Underground to the world. It is going to be a bit different, but it's the same mentality, the same vibes as Sickos Club. So first things first, Kurt Jangle.
Let's go.
WWE released a bunch of people a while ago. Yeah. They released a bunch of people a while ago, and they are free agents like as of this weekend.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I think they're technically free agents now. And I just want to talk about them and talk about what you think might happen with them. So, first on the list, Motor City Machine Guns.
I'm amazed they signed with WWE in the first place. I guess that was still like they're of the age of like, okay, that's the goal. That's what we got into wrestling for. It's what we grew up with. We got to at least give it a shot. And there's probably like, okay, the regime change has happened. It's a new era for the WWE. And we're going to focus on tag teams and all that. And of course they did. They do the rug pull they always do. Every time they say they're going to like focus on tag teams and then fire a couple tag teams and then like pair some random people off and they hire Enzo and Cass back.
Right.
Like, what? Motor City, though, like, come on. That's a slam dunk for AEW. I don't care if you think the roster is bloated. The tag team division is not bloated. They're perfect, especially with the rumors that FTR are going to, like, maybe, possibly, this might be our last contract.
Oh, I think it's like a slam fucking dunk. Yeah. And next week, Dynamite is in Detroit.
Oh, so it is, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're doing they're too obvious for AEW. They're definitely not going to TNA. I don't see these guys in Japan at this point in their careers.
They travel for Japan now, yeah.
Tony Khan with the because they were talking to AEW before they went to WWE, and it was rumored initially they were going to go there. And then they ended up going to WWE, which it was the same. I was like, why the hell would you go there? Yeah. And they were probably told, hey, we're going to put tag teams. We're going to make it a real priority.
We're going to build around you guys.
I think they won the tag titles after they'd been there for like a month. Like, good build, guys. Yeah. Okay, next. Zoe Stark.
I don't know enough about Zoe Stark.
I know jack shit about Zoe Stark.
Oh, cool. We're on the same page.
I think it's a name that I've heard
the name.
Yes. And I've heard it enough to realize she has a little bit of cachet, but that's like maybe a Ring of Honor signing or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe a TNA thing.
MLW.
I don't know.
MLW. Let her build up a little bit.
MLW. Yes. MLW with their show now. And hey, don't forget Billy Corgan's still out there, man.
I've been trying to.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry for reminding you. Santos Escobar.
I don't know. He could do good. I don't know. Like maybe that's a TNA, but then it's just, I don't know. I don't know where I'd put him. I don't know where.
I know AEW was interested in him before he re-signed with WWE.
Yeah. But like, where does he?
At this point, the men's roster is so loaded. Like, you really don't need anybody else.
Yeah.
You know, like you pretty much have to be like absolute needle mover to even be considered.
Wait, what does he do in that like lucha adjacent area that Andrade isn't doing?
Right. And, that's a fair question. You've got Andrade. You've also got Rush, who's like a very compelling guy that can barely ever get on TV.
Yeah. But where do you put Santos Escobar with Rush and Andrade? Unless he does a complete different, like, huge character flip. Something completely original and wild.
Which maybe he's got a plan for himself. Yeah. Who knows? Antoine in the chat says, I'm with Kurt. I can't believe they did it. Back to TNA or MLW or one of the super indies. I like them, but I don't know why I'm not on that train as far as Motor City Machine Guns. I'd really go for Zoe Stark if I were AEW. She just seems to like someone who hasn't finished developing yet, and her physicality is kind of special. I'll have to check her out. I really don't know anything about her. Always Never. I don't know how I feel about Motor City Machine Guns coming to AEW. Such a fan of them. Kaylee agreed with Blurry Line about Zoe Stark, I assume. Zoe Starks is pretty good. Could be Billy's older cousin. Pippin says, never heard of Zoe Stark. Cool name, though. Antoine also says they need to sign her now. She is an undercover awesome. Put her in ROH. That would be perfect. Yeah. Always Never thinks she's more of a MLW signing. So, some varying opinions there. Always Never says, I like Escobar, but don't know about him in AEW where we already have Rush and Andrade. Yeah. Beef Mordo. Santos could split time between CMLL and NJPW to show people what he can do.
Oh, that's a good shout.
And I think that he actually name-checked CMLL in a Instagram promo recently. So That would not surprise me. Bleary Line says, speaking of Kaylee, Kay Lee is one of my higher up picks. Alba Fire Kaylee Ray is honestly someone I could think could be a really good asset to AEW or ROH. And Kaylee says, Isla needs her tag partner. I have not watched the WWE product in so long that I just don't know who some of these people are. Joe Gacy is also a free agent. He's an indie guy who had done a lot of stuff before going to WWE, but he was a part of the Wyatt Six. I think he'll probably end up back on the indies or in TNA maybe. I just don't see him as an AEW must-have.
No.
I don't see Tony feeling that way about him.
He needs an indie run to get the Fed stink off of him. Just get something completely fresh and make a different name for himself.
Eric Rowan, also part of the Wyatt Six. I have a personal feeling that I really wish WWE would kind of chill on all the monetizing of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
He passed away not a very long time ago. You know what I mean? I know his brother was the head of the Wyatt Six, so you can kind of hide behind that. I just saw that they're releasing the Firefly Funhouse toy set, and I'm like, this guy passed in like 2022, guys. Can we chill? Like,
it's ghoulish. I'm with you on that.
It feels ghoulish to me. It does feel ghoulish to me. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone on that.
Not at all.
Dexter Loomis, Sam, I can't remember his indie name, but guy who was in TNA for a long time. I think that's probably where he's going back to. Dexter Loomis was kind of a Dexter kind of adjacent character.
They really went on the nose with the name on that one too. Like
they really did.
I remember I was still watching NXT when he debuted there, and I was like, Dexter. Oh, he's Dexter. Okay. Yeah, get Dexter Loomis in there, have him hang out with Killer Cross, whatever. Like,
and Killer Cross is working in MLW, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's the champion right now.
I didn't know if he was still the champion or not.
I don't know. I'm not keeping up too much with it, but I know like it seemed to be a good landing place for a lot of people.
Then we've also got Nikki Cross, and she and her husband, Big Damo, just bought Progress and Defy. So I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think they need the money.
Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not, because Defy has literally had one show this year. It wasn't even in Seattle. So I'm really nervous about the future of Defy personally. They were like one line in the press release where they announced, they're like, Nikki Cross and Big Damo buy Progress, and it's all about Progress. And then they're like, and they also own Defy.
Oh no.
You know, it's just like, it did not seem like a big deal.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm not feeling super confident in the future of Defy, to be honest with you. Defy is not back. They had a show in April at the Hawthorne Theater in Portland, Oregon, but they have not really been around. Too Fat says, yeah, he's still the champ, Killer Cross in MLW. Yeah. So yeah, Nikki's busy with her own ventures, says Bleary Line, and that's true. Bo Dallas, I think, is a fit for nowhere and no one.
Yeah.
I really would be surprised if he showed up anywhere.
It feels bad to say, but yeah, he just doesn't. He didn't have it. He got under his brother's shadow too much. The best thing they did for him was separate them on TV as different characters with completely different stories and motivations. As soon as they brought him into the Bray Wyatt overarching story, he lost anything that made him stand out, and then he couldn't carry on that legacy, and they just kind of buried him with it.
Pippin's going, what? You don't believe? I'm going to say something. That was a great gimmick. I loved Believe. The gimmick was great.
Yeah.
The fact that he was a bad wrestler as well made the gimmick better.
Yeah.
Okay?
See, that's what I'm saying. That was great for him. It gave him something completely different.
Yep. And he was only a gimmick, and he really didn't have much to bring to the table aside from that. When they said they were doing the Wyatt Six thing, I was like, there's no mileage in this. I don't see. This was Bray Wyatt's thing.
Yeah.
You know, like this is not, you know, so literally all of the Wyatt Six were people we just named. Somebody that I have heard of, Zelina Vega. Did you see her video that she just released?
I did. I saw it. That is a video she and Tommy End made.
Right. She's looking through all these doors at her past selves and then closing the door. And Andrade made
Was
a
that
guest
actually
appearance
Andrade? Because he didn't have any hair. Did he just put all that hair?
It was Andrade.
Did he put all his hair up in that hat?
Either in the, I think it was either in the hat or in his jacket. I'm not sure which.
Okay. Because I was looking, I was like, I didn't even see like the nape of his neck didn't even seem like it had hair. Like, I don't know. It was just like, that doesn't look right. Look at that bootleg Andrade.
It looked weird. Yeah. Well, you know that dude's not cutting that fucking amazing head of hair.
Never should.
No. That should be illegal.
Yeah.
He should not be allowed around scissors, period.
Keep him away from Ricochet.
Just in case. Yeah. Jesus. Bleary Line says the Wyatt Six felt like a way for WWE to convince Bo to channel his grief for his brother in a way that they could make money from. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. These guys are carnies. You know, it's so funny that for years and years and years, Vince McMahon kind of made it sound like, oh, you know, this business used to be run by carnies, but I'm a businessman, blah, blah, blah. No, Vince was the king of the carnies. That's what he was. Okay. And they're still carnies. And carnies, they see an opportunity, they go for it. It doesn't matter what it costs. Always Never says, I wonder if Zelina's going to champion wrestling unions again. You know, and here's the thing about that. She posts on Twitter that she supports unions and immediately gets released. Tommy End is still there, right? She takes that tweet down, gets rehired, and then the next week they release Tommy End.
No.
The first time. And then he is like indoctrinated like he's in a cult into WWE and is getting like real momentum in AEW, and all he wants to do is leave. And then he does finally leave and he gets fucking released again.
For me personally, because when I saw Aleister Black in NXT, I was like, that's my guy. That dude, like, got the long hair, tattoos, he moves cool, he's got the vibe, he's got his entrance music is a band I like, everything, all this stuff going for him. I've never had a fall from grace for liking a wrestler faster than when he did his flip-flop thing.
Yeah, he's way up there for me. He's way up there. Cody Rhodes is way up there. Loved indie Cody Rhodes as soon as AEW started. It was like, this is fine. This is cool. And then it went on for another year. And I was like, okay, I don't like this. Like John Cena, Cody.
Cody, when he's trying to prove a point, Cody Rhodes, when he's trying to prove a point and make a name for himself, is great because he's actually trying. And that was a fun run of him like, oh, I'm in the Bullet Club now. Let's do this. Or even, did you see his What Culture Pro Wrestling match with Kurt Angle?
Yes.
That was so much fun. It was a great match. Probably Kurt Angle's last really good match.
You're saying his retirement match against Baron Corbin wasn't up there for you?
Well, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from that because there's nothing to take away from that.
It was a 6 minute.
If you remove anything from that, it's just nothing.
Yes, it's so bad, so bad. It didn't help Baron Corbin or anybody at all. Just didn't.
No.
Beef Morto says, I don't want Malachi to come back, but if he's willing to play ball this time, him and Buddy would be a great addition to the tag division. Just leave our Brody away from them and drop the Spooky. I just don't think that he'll ever drop the Spooky. That's too much of who he is.
Yeah.
Antoine, his situation is the funniest to me because N earned his fate. He had the fans, us, and turned his back. He can't come back to AEW. I will never take him seriously again. Yes. And I think that is the truth, is that the AEW fan base really is not excited about the idea of him. That's a pretty unanimous sentiment, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Beef Mordo says, agree with Hostad. He just kept wanting Black to be a star, and he just kept disappointing me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blair Line says, Black was one of my top 5 wrestlers. I was so excited for him in AEW, but he seemed like he didn't want to do jobs, didn't want to put the work in. He was saving his material for when he went back to WWE. We never got any story development of the actual House of Black because he didn't think AEW was worthy of it. I'm not convinced that there was a story. Like, what was the story? Their promos are just word salad.
Yeah.
It doesn't really go anywhere.
It was all vibes, and I was here for the vibes. If House of Black were just vibes and just beating people down, I was fine with it. But yeah, I wanted Alice to be like, do some single stuff, like, go for a title.
Yeah.
Lose some matches.
I mean, I thought he would be an AEW world champion when he initially joined.
And if he wasn't going to be a champion, he'd at least be a mid-card, Continental, Atlantic, any version of not the TNT title they were putting out right after he left. He would have slotted perfectly in any of that. He'd been a great workhorse champion. He
would have. And I think that there's like, I don't know. The guy just didn't see the opportunity right in front of him that he had to like actually win an organic fan base, become a much bigger star. And then if you still want to go to WWE, you can.
But you know who did? Brody fucking King.
Mm-hmm.
The rise of Brody King after the House of Cards folded. That's the same thing as like, oh, what's a 3-minute match going to do for me?
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I think like with Brody, you see the House was holding him back big time because he was so tied into what they were doing in the booking plans. And then somebody gets hurt or something happens, remember the Hounds of Hell that existed for like 2 weeks, and then Buddy, catastrophic ankle injury. And, he's almost back, but good God. But yeah, I would say Malachi's biggest contribution to AEW was Julia Hart at the end of the day,
Yeah. And you still got to give Brody a lot of that because he's the one that he's wrestling dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For
Malachi misted her, but then Brody was like, okay, come here, daughter. Let's buy you a hat.
Yes. Yes. Last person on the list, and my most important person on this list is Kairi Sane. I think she's going to AEW.
Has to happen right now. Right now.
And I think it might happen this Sunday at Redemption because Thekla's been at war with Stardom, right?
Yeah.
And she's constantly starting shit with Stardom. Kairi was like the face of Stardom at one point. It kind of makes way too much sense, Thekla is not going to feud with Kairi if she beats Willow. She's going to feud with Mercedes, right? So Kairi maybe helps even the odds, say, against the Sisters of Sin and Thekla, and Thekla loses to Willow, and then Thekla and Kairi end up in a program. Ooh. Print that for me. That would be amazing.
And then just carry on down the road a little bit further than that, Kairi versus Athena.
Fuck yeah. Inject that shit into my veins. Oh my God. Just amazing shit. But yeah, I'm a huge Kairi Sane. Best elbow drop in the history of the business. Straight up. Antoine says Brody broke out only after the House died, and Buddy looks like he's almost ready for his social. I would love Hounds of Heaven back, but Hounds of Hell, yes. Antoine, Julia, out of all that, was the one who has grown the most. Kaylee is really hoping for Kairi this weekend. Blurry Line says, I'd love for Kairi, but I feel like she's had some issues settling in the U.S. long term. I'd wonder if she'd work better in Stardom, but doing some AEW dates. I mean, there's a possibility to that.
Just to touch on something before we get too far away from it. You say Kairi Sane's got the best elbow drop in the business?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying it's better than Philip Yacht Rock?
Philip Yacht Rock.
CM Adult Alternative?
I am. I was that bold. I was that bold.
Wow.
That CM Lo-Fi Beats does not have the same quality of elbow drop as
Best in the world. That is trademark copyright. CM Punk.
Yeah.
Trademark copyright is not as good of an elbow drop as Kyrie's saying. You're putting that on record right now.
I am. And I'm also saying
clip that for everybody.
Yeah, please clip that. Please clip that. And send it to Phil.
Yeah.
Send it to him.
Yeah, send it to Phil. You know where his house is because we paid for it.
Yeah. Antoine, Kyrie versus Mercedes again. I need a rematch. Yes. Beef Mortos, Thekla, Kyrie at All In for the honor of Stardom would make me feel much better about Thekla not being in the title match. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it would give incredible, like, it would, Tony seems very invested with Stardom right now. So if you want to nurture that relationship, a premier match at All In would be one way to do that.
Does Stardom have a title called the Honor of Stardom title? Because I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
They don't, but they should. They should.
That could be their traveling belt.
Pippin says, hey, that's Mick Foley erasure, best elbow ever. I mean, I think the Macho Man Randy Savage would have something to say about that.
Yeah, brother.
I mean, Mick Foley's got one of the greatest working punches of all time, one of the best DDTs of all time. He got to interview Willow and Thekla at the same time this week. Like, that man has a good job.
He made sure Willow got an ear damage so they could match.
Yeah.
Passing the torch.
Got her earring ripped out or something. Michael Allen Lewis, I'd love Kyrie versus Thekla, especially if it spills over to Stardom and furthers the Thekla and Stardom war. Absolutely. Absolutely. Antoine says, finally, he is treating Stardom the way they deserved. Here's a little pushback on that. He's been sending people to Stardom a lot. Like, they haven't been reciprocating, quite honestly. You know, now you do have some people showing up in Ring of Honor, but until recently, it's not like Stardom's been sending over a lot of talent. I will say, though, that Stardom has a much smaller roster that they use very efficiently, so they don't have a lot of spare parts a lot of the time, you know, to come over for a couple weeks and have a run. Yeti Malone, Mick Foley has the best BLT of all time. Kyrie would be great working between Stardom and AEW. Yeah. Pippin says, I love how unafraid Mick is to look like an absolute dork on TV. I mean, that's the biggest contribution he can make at this point is to help other people get over. And that is by putting the hardcore legend in some level of risk, you know? Tony Montoya, my cousin, Blades, what's up? Seen any good anime? All right, no.
Answer the question.
Okay. No. Okay. Well, actually, that's not true. That's not true. Talk to your people, man. Talk to your people. I'm watching, I haven't gotten very deep into it, but the Cyberpunk anime.
Yeah, Edge Runners.
Edge Runners. Yeah, me and my buddy are watching.
That's so good.
Good stuff. There's a new season
it's
out.
Coming out.
It's coming out.
I don't think it's out yet. But it's soon.
So we're moving on from the WWE releases because we've still got a lot of stuff to discuss.
Don't we ever?
Ty Mello and Sammy Guevara were in the news from the Wrestling Observer this week, and we're going to just make this kind of short because I don't think it needs too much attention. Sammy apparently took AEW out of his bio, and everybody freaked out thinking that he wants to leave. Somebody told Dave Meltzer or Brian Alvarez, I believe it was actually, that Ty Mello had asked for her release last year, and it was denied. Tony Khan said this in a media call yesterday that it was asked for 3 or 4 weeks ago and that he's going to grant it because she wants to step away from wrestling. He said that he talked to Sammy and Sammy that there's no issue whatsoever. The Observer's really shown their ass in the breaking news stuff. Like, it's been bad. They just kind of need to figure out what their lane is because I don't think breaking news is it anymore. Like, Larry Line said it very well. I genuinely cannot remember the last time Wrestling Observer newsletter had an AEW story that was correct. I mean, yeah, they were talking about there being Sammy's contract was going to be up soon. You know, there's some controversy about whether he's going to resign. Then they're like, as it turns out, it's not up soon. And it's like, is that your way of saying we were wrong? Because, I don't know. I mean, even Fightful's gotten a few things wrong lately. And it's just, I don't know what's going on, but the news has been bad. as far as accuracy. But Ty Mello apparently doesn't want to wrestle anymore. I know she has a big imprint as I think maybe she's doing fitness influencing and stuff like that is more where she wants to go. Which hard to blame her, you know?
They got the kid now too. It's probably tied into it a little bit. Not want to travel as much, or at least like have a more stable home life. You know?
Yeah.
It's but hey, the thing about the timing, when did this story get released? Get leaked out?
Like the beginning of the
What's
beginning of this week?
Pay-per-view week.
Yeah, it's a pay-per-view. Yeah, exactly.
That's the news cycle around AEW pay-per-views. Somebody leaks some like scandalous information about an AEW wrestler.
Right. Well, and the thing with Sammy too is like, you know, if he were to leave, right? Like, and Tony Khan brought up a good point. He said, well, he didn't take AEW out of his bio because it was never in his bio to begin with. And even if he did, it doesn't mean that he's leaving AEW. It just like he might have wanted to fit something else in there. Like who fucking knows? I don't know. The Twitter bio.
I don't understand people that just spend all their time refreshing roster pages and Twitter to like check if like people are missing or if people have changed their fucking bios. Because it seems like as soon as that happens, somebody's like 5 minutes later, like so changed 3 initials in their bio, or they put up a new profile picture and blah. Like who fucking cares?
I mean, that's the thing is like that. People are all over this shit all the time. Like blah, 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 deleted an old tweet. Like they deleted an old tweet and you were notified of this when it happened? Like what the fuck? This is weird. Like why are we keeping such close track of shit like this? Onswat says, Ty Mello and Sammy G, let's make it short. He ain't going nowhere. She is going home to take care of his daughter. I love it. The Wrestling Observer, I do not trust because I think they get played. Larry Line said, Observer AEW stories feel like they got their scoops fed to them by someone who works in WWE. That's honestly true.
I think they're getting a lot of flack for their other reporting, so I think they're just trying to like just shotgun out breaking news as much as they can to like keep themselves feeling relevant, and eventually something will stick. Yeah, because Meltzer just
refuses to watch Maya versus.
Oh, that's
Mercedes.
what I was going to say. The more flack he gets, the more they're just trying to like keep their name in the news any other way possible. They'll shove in 15 stories out there and 3 of them stick and they can run on those for a month. And that might detract from the fact that Dave Meltzer doesn't like American women's wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a very distinct possibility. What I will say is that Dave was always a guy that people just some people absolutely just fucking hate him. They feel like he's like, they talk about him like he's a murderer. I mean, it's crazy the way people talk about Dave Meltzer. And I've always been like, I don't think so. Like I've defended Dave a lot, but the stuff with the Mercedes and Maya stuff, I don't care about Dave's ratings. I really don't care. But him going so far out of his way to avoid doing this has finally made me go, you know what? Fuck the Observer. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's
like, just fuck it.
It's just another, I don't know. It's another dirt sheet that's out there. Most of the times now, like, I will trust Fightful 89% until I see it verified from somewhere else. And that's the highest. I won't even break 90% for any wrestling news source. And it's Fightful at 89%, and then the gulf between them and the next most reliable one is vast. You could fit a post WrestleMania release schedule in that gulf.
Well, thankfully, we didn't need Fightful to tell us that WWE has bought Sirius XM's wrestling station that hosted Jonathan Coachman, who coincidentally was fired about a month ago. But most prominently, Busted Open Radio is hosted on this channel, and Busted Open Radio confirmed that they are a WWE property at this point, but nothing's going to change. Except they basically changed it over the last year. They barely talk about AEW as it is. Thunder Rosa will no longer be on the show. I don't like Busted Open Radio at all. Okay. Like, I don't listen to it. I don't care. I cannot listen to Bully Ray at all. I think he's just a dumbass, but it's Michael L. Lewis just said WWE Radio is Fox News for wrestling.
I mean, where's the lie?
Yeah. So WWE is going to own Busted Open and Tommy Dreamer, Mark Henry, and it will be all WWE.
They're just making it official
guys
now.
They're just making it official. They've been auditioning for this for a while.
They're all gonna sign they're gonna re-up or re-sign their Legends contracts.
Nothing will change is bullshit. We know that. I also think it probably explains why recently Bully went on that rant about the Death Riders and said he would destroy Jon Moxley. And I think what they've been doing is trying to change the show as much as they can before the announcement. So when they say nothing will change, not that much change. But let's be real. The show is aging dudes who think they are geniuses for understanding wrestling storytelling. You're not a genius. This isn't nearly as complicated as it gets made out to be. Okay. Wrestling storytelling isn't that hard to do. Okay. And psychology and all that stuff. There are a lot of little things that do need to be imparted to the people doing it. But these guys are so fixed on a certain era of wrestling. And wrestling has evolved massively since their time. And their time had evolved massively since the time of Harley Race. You know what I mean? That's just the nature of wrestling. But I still have to say, this is not good for wrestling in general. The acquisition. For whatever their galaxy brain takes on current wrestling are, they have been one of the biggest independent media outlets in the wrestling space. They did have AEW guests on, TNA guests on. People from all over the world, wrestling all over the world, had been on their show. And them now being openly controlled by WWE, despite what they say is not a good thing. WWE is buying a big narrative force in wrestling. How many social quotes have you read that emanate from Busted Open, right? Like, it's not going to change anything for me, but it's not good for WWE to be buying up the narrative. Now, they are calling this WWE Radio, which to me is like, wow. So you guys really are going after the boomers and the aggrieved Gen Xers, huh? Who calls anything radio that wants it to sound current? What are your thoughts on this, Jangle?
I'm going to take a breath here and calm myself, center myself before I get into this. I tried when I was getting back into wrestling and I was getting farther and farther into it. And then I started like, oh, I got podcasts I can listen to. Check this out. Check out these voices talking about wrestling. Because I didn't have anybody in my social circle that was into it and didn't have to talk to. I listen to podcasts, see what other people are saying. I started listening to Bust Open here now. Even if they were saying things I agreed with, I just cannot stand that show. The one thing that made the show bearable was when Thunder Rosa showed up. And it was only because of her little beef with Dave LaGreca. Anybody that would just talk shit to Dave LaGreca, cool, I'm fine with that. But the rest of it, Bully Ray acting like he's so high and mighty, knows everything about wrestling, like, well, I didn't like the fact that during this ladder match, somebody's holding the ladder. Like, there's 15 videos on YouTube I could find right now that somebody is holding a ladder for you. Because your wobbly ass can't climb a ladder.
When we went, when we were doing the hard way, and sometimes when we go back and watch old stuff on Pro Wrestling Forever, you see lots of times in the 90s and the 2000s where there were refs holding ladders or whatever. I mean, it happened all the time. If they can get away with it, they'll do it.
But Bully Ray's got that boomer mentality of like, everything I achieved by myself. I had no help doing it. I was just pure hard luck or pure like hard work and a little bit of luck. Like, no, man, you had a pool of people behind you at all times making sure that what you did looked good, that you were safe, you were taken care of. And you're mad because they've still got careers doing the thing you can't cut it at anymore. Edge and Christian are still going at a pretty high level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, surprisingly high level for their age. Matt and Jeff Hardy? Yeah, they're still there. They're still there.
They're still there.
That's something you got to give to them. They are still there.
Yeah, look, Bully and Devon had a great career. You know, they had a great career. Yeah. And it's just over now. So just like this thing where you're always talking shit and you think it's heat. It's like you're in the real world now. This isn't like people don't perceive you that way.
You're a radio host. What are you getting heat for? You're not going to turn it into an angle.
Right. Beef Mordo says, Bully Ray, the podcast commentator analyst, doesn't at all align with who Bully Ray, the wrestler, is totally. Larry Line says, also, can we please kneecap anyone who brings busted open or LaGreca signs to AEW shows?
Yeah,
I'm down for that. I am down for that. Yeah. Michael L. Lewis, he's a fucking tag team wrestler. What do you mean you had no help? Yes. But, you know, I think that I will say I do have respect for Dave LaGreca. I know he's worked really hard to build that show into what it is. I used to listen to it a lot during the pandemic. And when Bully Ray joined, it just became really hard for me to choose
want to listen
for
to that.
Myself, you know.
And even even Mark Henry, I'm disappointed at with some of his takes.
I'm disappointed with Mark Henry for a whole lot of reasons. You know, he's kind of halfway talk shit about AEW. He's said that Janelle Grant only filed her lawsuit because the money ran out.
Oh, I didn't hear that from him. That's
no, it's gross. Like major, like
gross.
Pro athlete gross shit. Like just very, very gross shit from Mark. I don't have a lot of respect for Mark Henry. He can fuck himself. And Tommy Dreamer, you know, Tommy is a man from a certain time. I think he's a lot more open-minded than Bully Ray, but that's not saying a whole lot.
Yeah, but when he did the whole caping for Ric Flair thing, I was like, I'm done with you.
Yeah. Yep. Blurry Line says, present company withstanding, there are a few ways to kill your own legacy faster than being on a podcast, especially if you're trying to be a character rather than a part of a project of philosophy. Yeah, and that's only because we didn't have legacies.
Oh, not at all. No.
So nobody knew shit about me. So this is what represents me, for better or for worse.
I applied for legacy, but I wouldn't shake Randy Orton's hand. I know where he
did been. Yeah, I wouldn't shake his hand either. Antoine said Tommy's a misogynist asshole. Yes, he proved it on Darkseid, just like Kurt said. Yeah, I agree. Mr. Kurt Jangle, are we ready to switch our focus and get to the AEW Redemption predictions?
I think so.
All right. So there's a justified critique of this show. The build for this show seems to have started on Wednesday, which was the go-home show of Dynamite. I've never seen an AEW pay-per-view feel quite this random. Like, it feels very random. I'm excited for all the matches, and I bet you the show's going to over-deliver. But if Dynamite proved anything, it's what could have been with a little more build. Like, for instance, Thekla and Willow's interview was so good.
Yeah.
Loved it. With Mick.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if they had 3 weeks to let that story really germinate a little more, you know, or 2 weeks even. But I mean, I'm not kidding. Like Kevin Knight and Kenny Omega, when was the last time they were in the ring at the same time, except for Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, I know that AEW often gets criticized for their builds. And sometimes I think builds can be a little like overstated or overrated even. But this one is particular to me. Like, where was the build?
Yeah, it does feel a little different. And I think just trying to give like full benefit of the doubt, this is a new pay-per-view for them. It feels like it snuck up on them. Like they're getting ready for All In, and they realize, oh shit, we got Redemption. We got to do something for that. We got to maybe juggle some things and move some things around, and maybe that's why like title change happened when it did. so they could have something to go into Redemption with.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, okay, let's get these things. Got these plates spinning over here. Let's get a couple more things going, and let's try to like, oh shit, oh we got Wednesday's coming up. Let's just here's what we got. We got to throw it out there, and we'll just settle it on the night. When we get to the pay-per-view, we get to the pay-per-view. Everybody can do what they're going to do anyway and deliver. But it did feel like it's just like it's like a term paper that snuck up on you. You got to write it the night of.
I highly suspect that this will be part of the build to All In, but again, it's a pay-per-view, so you're paying for something that's part of doing the storytelling for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's not the end of the world to me.
It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not nothing, but it's like not the end of the world. Antoine says, I think it feels random because it was asked for by WBD to have another show. They threw it in and now got to work with it. Next year will be better. Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, if that's the case, I hadn't heard that, but if that's the case, that would make sense to me. You know, Tony Khan has actually been pretty reasonable in the sense that he has shown an ability to take a month off from pay-per-views at times. Now the calendar's getting really full. So it'll be interesting to see if there's a hole somewhere else that they try to create to leave them some breathing room, or if it's just going to be that January, February period from now on.
Yeah, because this does feel like really, really rushed into the gap before All In. Because everything should be building. Everything should be building to that. Do a TV special, but not a pay-per-view.
We don't even know who the women are who are going to be in the women's main event, right? Like, we think it will be Willow and Mercedes. We don't actually know that for sure. And we know that Kenny and Will are gonna fight at All In, but that's all we know. Yeah. And that's your biggest show of the year that you're trying to sell a lot more tickets to. So they're gonna have to like roll a bunch of shit out real fast over the next month. And I guess for me, if I had my druthers, they would have taken this month just to focus on building All In.
Agreed.
Beef Mordos, does Redemption seem like it's going to be an amazing show that is also completely unnecessary? I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, if it's going to be a great show that, yeah, I guess, yeah. If you ask me, is it necessary? No, not necessary. But it does feel like it's going to be a fun show that I'm going to enjoy. I bought it, you know, I didn't mind paying for it. But I know what you mean. Like, it doesn't feel necessary, certainly. Because so much of this is kind of a diversion before All In, rather than going hand in hand with All In. And who knows, maybe some of these outcomes will surprise us, and that will create some suspense for how the rest of All In is going to form. I think something is going to happen with Kevin Knight at this show, is my big suspicion. But yeah, Blurry Line says, I'm very grateful to have this included in my AEW and not paying for it separately because I would be annoyed and upset. Antoine says, yes, doing what the network asked. I do feel like they forgot to fill in the middle. It feels like a Backlash or a Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, the preview before the major show. Kind of, yeah. Michael Allen Lewis says, my issue with Redemption is if you expect fans to shell out an extra $50 a month before your big show, it should drive the narrative to get you ready for All In. This does not. So far, that is correct. So far, in the build to this has not driven the build to All In outside of Kenny and Will. Flary Light says it's the wrestle dream of the summer. Redemption.
Oh, that's rude. But yeah.
All right. Well, let's dive into these matches.
Yeah.
And let's see what we think is going to happen. We have a double chain match. The Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and Juice Robinson, are going to face Clark Connors and David Finlay. I'm very happy Jay White's back. He's obviously getting back into ring shape to some degree. And I definitely want tight pants Jay White back. I'm not as much into Lululemon Jay White.
I want him in tight pants. I want a pair of those pants for lounging around the house.
Yeah, I want the Lululemon Jay White.
I want those
pants.
for relaxing around the house because those look comfy as shit. But yeah, I need him back in the. I need him back in the tight boys, the long boys.
It was a look that really worked for him, and the look is always a huge part of any character. Any little thing you do to
when he
look,
had the long boys, the matte black long boys with the shiny black hash marks on them, that was
that was cool. That was cool. Who do you got on this one, Jangle?
It's guns up all the way, but caveat on that is I feel like the dogs have taken a lot of losses, and it might be time for them to get a win. I'm still going dogs. I'm still going bang bang gang. It's because it's Jay White's return, like big pay-per-view match. I think he's going to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, Juice can take the loss if Bang Bang Gang loses, right? But I think I agree with you. The dogs have lost a lot. I could see Gabe Kidd coming back during this match and kind of tilting the odds in their favor. Yeah. But the Bang Bang Gang is still pretty big, you know? I mean, he's still got Ace Austin in the guns.
I don't know. It's that one's a tough. I just hope both teams have fun. Because look, you can't make me dislike either team. I like the dogs. I'm sorry, I do.
You don't have to apologize to me. I'm a dogs defender.
I like a lot. I like wrestling. Some wrestlers, when they have that dickhead jock energy, sometimes that's a lot of fun, and both teams have that in spades. So this is a match for me and me alone, and you can have some of it too.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for letting us have a little piece.
You let me
on
the show, so I'll let you have some of the match to enjoy.
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate that. I think I got Bang Bang Gang in this one. The dogs just don't have any momentum, but I also think they kind of feel incomplete without Gabe Kidd.
That's true.
And so Gabe is in the G1. Antoine brings up. Antoine's been hating on Gabe pretty hard. I hate those mutts. You got to do a good build of an eventual match between Finley and Jay. Yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of the culmination of this whole thing. I think the Bang Bang Gang is going to take this one. Until Gabe's back, I think the dogs are just kind of entertainment value and in a holding pattern.
Fair. That's fair.
There's been a 6-man ladder match announced. Jack Perry versus Beast Mordos versus Speedball Mike Bailey versus Commander versus whoever wins between AR Fox and Nick Wayne or El Clone and Leo Rush. Very random. And the winner is the next international title challenger.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I agree with Blurry Line. I think Jack Perry's kind of a lock on this one.
He's
because I'm trying to think who would generate some buzz if you did this match on Dynamite, the next challenger, right? And it would be Speedball or Jack is who.
Yeah, because I don't see, because even the two wild cards there, Air Fox or Nick Wayne, that's unless they're just really want to get behind Nick Wayne after him coming back from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Clone and Leo Rush, like that's no, I don't see either one of them. I mean, yeah, it's
Mordos.
Mordos is just, I love Mordos, but yeah, he's a strong challenger. Is his kind of his thing right now. He just came back, and he's same with Commander. Just like they're good, they make other people look really good in ring, but they're not built to be contenders right now.
Right. So Beef Mordos brings up that Speedball is the hometown boy. He's from Montreal, so that could be a giveaway too.
Yeah, that's true.
And Speedball's been really selfless. He's taken how many losses? Yeah. Like so many.
You got a good point. You're selling me on the Speedball thing right now.
And he's beat Kyle Fletcher too. So
yeah,
he beat him in the C2. So there's a story you can tell there that I think would be.
Well, and then that puts Speedball against Kyle, who's in the DCF with Kevin Knight.
Yes. And my thought is that at All In, the plan is Fletcher versus Okada versus Takeshita.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For the international title. So I think that's what the ultimate goal is. But maybe it's just a triple threat and there is no title involved by that point. Because on Dynamite this week, Okada cost Kyle the win by hitting him with the Rainmaker, right? Mm-hmm. So is this theme of Okada costing Kyle matches going to play into this?
I mean, yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
We then have probably the best match of the entire fucking show. No holds barred. The Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, Tommy Champs versus the greatest gimmick that has ever existed.
The Repo Man.
Dude. Okay. The second best gimmick that has ever existed.
Sorry, Simon Miller, I had to steal your joke.
Dude, the Repo Man, they just announced the Repo Man action figure.
They?
And I'm like, dude, I'm buying that. I'm totally buying that. The Repo Man sucked, but
hey,
God
just whatever
damn.
you do, don't put it on credit. Because if you don't pay it off.
Hell no. I don't want to get repoed. I don't want my Repo Man to get repoed. Yeah, that's bad. He had tire tracks on his back. What the fuck was that about?
He's a bad Repo Man if he's getting run over.
Yeah, like he's getting run over? Like, what the fuck? So, yes, the Painmaker has unfortunately made a comeback. What really turned up the cringe for me was Jericho pretending like the Painmaker is a different part of him. And I know that you said the song in the background was good, and I can go there with you.
Yeah. That's the only thing I was paying attention to in that vignette was the fact that I saw in the corner, I saw the album Pain of Truth album cover. And I was just like, yeah. I was like, just jamming to that. And it was like, yeah, whatever, Painmaker. Okay, whatever, Chris. Like, we'll watch your midlife crisis.
Painmaker is Jericho's most out of touch gimmick, where it's like, fuck, he always wanted to be in Kiss. And there was some eyeliner just laying on a table and some mascara, and he just went nuts with it.
If he would play it with just a little bit of a wink, so much better. But he plays it so fucking seriously. I
know. And Jericho's just not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, in real life, Chris Jericho is kind of a badass and kind of a shit stirrer. He has been in a lot of fights that he starts most of the time. So
he can be that guy, but he doesn't need the fedora and the makeup and the spikes.
Just Jesus Christ. Just when you say it like that, it's just the fedora.
It looks like a 1998 Hot Topic throw up on him.
I said at the time when they did the beach break match that if that was the only match and Ciampa wins and they just both move on, then that's perfect. Because what I was afraid of was that they would have another match and Jericho would win. And Jericho has no business beating Tommaso Ciampa.
No. None whatsoever. I need the Psycho Killer to put down the Painmaker once and for all. That needs to be the story of this match.
Antoine has given the Painmaker some love. Hey, now, it was great in New Japan. I'm trying to give it some love. I think he will put us all into it. I just remember it fondly with Naito. It was Naito, and obviously Painmaker came from Rainmaker, when he had the match with Okada.
You're the Rainmaker? Well, I'm the Painmaker.
Yeah, exactly. Blurry Line says he wanted to be in Kiss and he wanted to be in slasher movies. Like, this is his version of Warriors comic book.
Man. Look. Like,
I just felt bad for the guy.
Bad.
Jesus.
It's bad. It's bad. It's not that bad.
Woo! That was some hot fire, Larry. Good Lord.
I feel like I'm playing Fallout. Just, am I near enough to that explosion? That nuke went off? Like, Jesus, man.
Always Never with 2 comments. Well, hold on. He unironically liked Repo Man, and fair enough.
Yeah, I liked Hacksaw, so teach their own.
Always Never Painmaker is what a 50-plus-year-old guy thinks is cool. Yeah, exactly. Blurry Line says, like someone is placating him backstage going, oh, wow, Chris, I think this Painmaker's got legs. We should get comics and video games out of this. No, Chris, I think the voice is really cool. Young people are really going to like this. It's probably his wife.
It's either his wife or somehow like Brett Gurwitz is in his ear.
Oh, God. New chatter, OJ4Yalik121. Sorry, I totally butchered your name. AEW London soon, lads. Hell yeah. Yes. Hell yeah, we're stoked. We're fucking stoked.
It's in London again, and it's not in Texas this year. Good for you.
Yeah, you were at the all-time greatest pay-per-view I've ever seen last year.
My God.
So it was so great. I got Ciampa in this one.
I don't have a lot of confidence behind it, but I need him to do it. Gotta happen.
Blurry line. I mean, his wife's personality would lead me to believe she thinks the Painmaker is very cool. If only the Painmaker had been there on January 6th.
You know, a lot of people are saying a lot of bad things about this Painmaker guy. I don't see it. He's a good guy to me. Seems like a good patriot. Good guy, good patriot. Let him off.
I've pardoned the Painmaker. Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. This is an interesting one because, you know, there's obvious animosity between Moxley and everyone in the Elite.
Yeah.
And I love that Moxley talks about, you know, he's had to be friends with the Bucks a little bit at times, but if it was really up to him, like, he despises the Elite and everything they've ever stood for, which is so funny because out of character, he's talked about how much he respects them. But his character would absolutely hate the Elite.
Well, you could hate somebody and respect them.
Totally. But I mean, I think they all get along well, like outside of the ring. You know, Will has, like, you know, he took their EVP titles away last year with Swerve. I think the Young Bucks have to win.
I think they've got to win, and I think the win has to do something to put a little friction between Moxley and Ospreay.
Yeah. To insert a little bit more doubt and move that story along. Yeah,
because they've got really buddy and really, like, you know, like, hey, it seems like they're getting really tight now. Like, Ospreay's all patched up. And he's putting a lot more black in his gear. And his black and green looks really good on him, by the way. So I'm not mad about that.
It does look cool.
As long as he doesn't go back to the Punisher vest thing. I don't even know why that happened.
You know, I don't either. Also, the Punisher kind of got hijacked by terrible people.
Yeah.
I hate them for that, by the way, because the Punisher would actually shoot all of them.
Yeah, it's funny because now it seems like it would make more sense if you were doing that gear.
Yeah.
But like it's like he made a bunch of gear for a heel turn that never happened. He just had to wear it.
Well, and he's dyeing his hair darker and you know,
or at least slicking it back more, you know, with like a little more like, I don't know if he's dyeing it, but it's darker. It's more like actually held back and not as floppy.
Yeah. He doesn't have the janglies going on the way he used to.
Hey.
I'm not besmirching jangles, okay? I'm just saying the janglies. That's different. That's a different thing, as you and I are both well aware of. Maya World is the one I'm keeping an eye on. Even though she lost her brother, she's still a warrior. Absolutely. Blurry Line says, I heard the Capitol Police saw the Painmaker and just decided to let everyone in out of fear and respect. They parted the blue sea for him. I think the Bucks have to win via sowing doubt between Mox and Will. I think so too.
Yeah, that's the way to go for this.
Will and Mox have nothing to gain by winning the match, and the Bucks are being built up for Cope and Cage. They need to look strong.
Oh, that too. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's.
Bleary Line says, and better yet, that the Bucks are knowingly stirring this shit. I think that would be better. That would definitely be better. If the Bucks win,
well, then Cope and Cage are gonna be up against the other half of the Death Riders,
right? Pac and Claudio, yeah.
So you got to split the wins to make each side kind of feel a little bit more even.
Yeah. Okay. Andrade El Idolo versus Mark Davis for the AEW national title. I got Andrade all the way on this one.
It's got to be. It's time.
The mere semi-acknowledgement of him, the crowd starts chanting, how you know. Like,
yeah.
He's getting over. Like, it's really
big over.
It's like for real over. Like, he's winning this match. I really feel
brother is over.
He's over.
Yeah, he's got to win this. It's time to get some gold. Well, silver, but gold around his waist.
Yeah, I think so, and I think he can elevate that title too.
He'd be a great national champion, especially if he's a touring champion, like this title's supposed to be about. Have him defend that and New Japan and CMLL. And
Blurry Line says, respect to Davis for having a really, really good short title reign, like supremely respectable, and he made the most of his opportunities. Totally agree. Davis has shown out since he's been back.
Huge for him. Like being able to get those opportunities and make the most of them. Because I think I'm not alone in thinking like, well, Kyle Fletcher's the Shawn Michaels, and Dunkzilla's gonna be the Marty Jannetty. Oh no. Nope.
Isn't it so weird that people act like that somebody has to be the Jannetty? And it's like,
yeah, there's always one like loser of the tag team.
Beef Mordos asked, does Swerve come into play in the Bucks Mox Ospreay stuff? I don't think so. I think he comes into play later. I think he will be a factor in the show. So we both got Andrade on that one.
Oh yeah.
TBS championship match. Maya World challenges Hikaru Shida. Maya World is getting a pretty good push right now, and deservedly so. I think she has earned it, and I think that she's just grabbing the opportunity in front of her, just like she did with the 3 minutes, and is just running with the opportunity and making the most of it. I mean, she's improved so much since she's been there. I don't think she's going to win this match.
I don't either, which is unfortunate. But I also think if Shida holds on to it, that's a cool way to bring Kairi Sane in as a challenger.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Thekla seeing those two go at it over a title is going to drive her over that edge.
Right. Well, and I think that Shida is doing fantastic work as a heel champion.
Yeah.
Just taking on all that tier just below her. Aminata, the people that she's wrestled so far. I think what I like about where Maya's positioned right now is that she's being positioned. I think she's the one who needs to break Athena's record. She's the one. Like that, she's the one to take the title from Athena.
Yeah. I mean, the story's there now.
The story's absolutely there.
If they didn't think they had a story for the title loss, they have it now.
They have it now. Yeah. It's not Billy Starks. It's definitely Maya World.
They kind of stumbled into it. It's an organic story, and now they've got it.
Yeah.
They've got to pull the trigger on that.
And I think drawing the line for Maya at kind of the Mercedes / Shida level is like, that's kind of where she maxes out. That's a good place for her. That's upper mid card. It's right where she belongs.
Yeah.
And again, it's happened so fast.
Not a bad place to be.
Not at all. I mean, she gets on TV all the time. She's pretty consistently featured, and that's saying a lot in the AEW women's division.
Well, and even Mercedes run at that level, elevated that level.
Yeah.
It brought the TBS brought it up over the TNT title.
Mm-hmm.
Brought it up to the level of the same level as the international title, I would say.
Yeah.
For the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
The not quite secondary title, but just above the.
She really elevated the title with holding it for so long, defending it successfully for so long.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to say she brought it up to. She didn't bring it up to like main event level, but she brought it to like that just below, not mid card, but just below main event.
Yeah, that upper mid card kind of position. Yeah,
upper mid.
Yeah,
card,
right. Blair Line says, I'd say Shida, I don't think Maya needs the title right now when she's still at a stage where hard-fought losses can still make her look better on the other side. Exactly. And Blair Line adds, also, I think Willow's winning the world title, so I don't think they'd have two babyface women winning the titles in the same night. Beef Mordos, interesting hypothesis. I think Athena will cost Maya somehow. Maya beating Athena is the play. Yup. That makes sense to me. And Shida could absolutely win through Athena interfering. I could totally see that. Blair Line 7, I think there's a much more interesting story with Billy too. Like she thinks she was meant to be the chosen one to end the reign, but someone else got there before her, seeing her loss of purpose, Billy's loss of purpose. Yes. Yeti Malone, Maya World is better than the two she stepped in for. She sure is. Michael Allen Lewis, do you think they've been building Shida up to be the person who took out Tony? She is the reason Tony went timeless in the first place. I do. I think if they're going to wait to reveal who took out Tony until Tony comes back, it's going to be a long wait. And will it mean anything by then? You know, what will it mean?
Yeah.
But I do think it has been, I believed it's Shida is who I believed.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
I thought it was Mina at first, and then I think it's Shida. AEW International Championship. The Don Callis family is not allowed at ringside. Bandito challenges Kyle Fletcher.
We want it to be Bandito. Rationally,
I have to pick Fletcher, though.
He's not a guy. Kyle Fletcher's not a guy you give quick reins to.
No.
He's not a belt flipper.
No, I could see
you let him hold it for a good minute, because he's not gonna have like 2-year-long reigns with a belt, but he's also not gonna do a Darby and do 10 defenses in a month.
Right. Right.
So it's just not ready yet.
I think Bandito being the ROH men's champion makes it kind of impossible for me to believe that he could be the international champion too. But putting Bandito's at that point where the crowd has seen him enough where high profile losses aren't benefiting him as much anymore. And he's lost every match he's had in a singles match in AEW so far this year, I think. He just doesn't win.
I think the reason Bandito is still ROH champion is because Tony wants to keep that title on him to keep him looking legitimate, because he needs him to take losses in higher profile matches for AEW programming.
I just think there's some people,
and it's gonna be you're getting to the point of diminishing returns with that, though.
Right, because he lost to Andrade. He lost to and these are pay-per-view matches. He lost to Andrade. He lost to Swerve. He lost to who did he lose to last month? I don't even remember anymore. At Forbidden Door. But it's a lot of they're great matches. They're fantastic matches. Mm-hmm. Oh, he lost to Moxley.
No.
Fantastic matches, but I just Bandito you need to preserve his aura, and I think you're really walking a line. Like, if you're serious about Ring of Honor and making those belts mean something, you shouldn't have the champion losing on TV like this all the time, No,
not at all. Not at all. That's why I say diminishing returns.
Yeah.
You're diminishing returns on Bandito as a credible challenger, but it's also like diminishing returns on the prestige of the belt he's holding.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it's both. You're right. Yeah, I have to pick Kyle Fletcher, but I think there's a thin line of hope that I have, because Fletcher specifically let Kevin Knight goad him into making this nobody's allowed at ringside. I don't need the family to have my back. I can do this on my own. So for this next match I'm about to have, no one's going to be allowed at ringside, and nobody's going to be allowed at ringside and that nobody being allowed at ringside feels significant to me.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do that for nothing.
Right. It feels like it was kind of just, they slid this in there, but it wasn't nothing. I mean, because Fletcher went so far out of his way to make that point specifically.
Yeah, I just don't know where they...
Because I know Tony Khan loves Bandito. Like, he's a huge Bandito fan. I mean, when MJF beat Bandito in January, he said, I know you're going to be a world champion in AEW. I think Tony sees that for Bandito. But he's just kind of in a spot right now where, like, he could be Brody King, where he's just not wrestling. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But instead, he's wrestling and losing a lot.
Yeah, it's even with the stipulation being what it is. I don't know. It's hard for me to see Kyle losing that title so quick.
Yeah, no, I get it.
That's the main hang up I have. Like, other than that, it seems like a lot of like, oh, well, the family's not there. Like, obviously that's going to put put Bandito in a home court advantage and he can take it, whatever he's got to do. But it's just so quick. I don't know. But then like,
I could see though, no DCF allowed at ringside, but they do show up and they end up costing it Fletcher the title.
It could cost him or just gets a disqualification and it goes null.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody loses, quote unquote, loses.
Yeah.
But that's too McMahon.
It is McMahon-y. I mean, Tony doesn't usually
yeah.
do things that way, but it did seem like they're trying to build a lot of tension between Fletcher and Okada. So that could be another way to do it.
Now the Okada of it all, if Okada causes the loss because he thinks Bandito is an easier target than Fletcher to get that title back, there's a story there.
Yeah. Yeah, so Beef Morto says, I actually liked your idea earlier of Takeshita, Okada, and Fletcher match being a three-way without title on the line. Allows the belt to give stakes to another match, maybe Bandito versus Speedball. Yeah, I mean, I think those are possibilities. Definitely. Michael Allen Lewis, Bandito was Wrestler of the Year contender last year. This year, he's been a pin eater on pay-per-view. Any world champ shouldn't be eating this many pins on pay-per-view. MJF, Swerve, Moxley, now Fletcher. Granted, MJF's was on TV. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. I think Bandito's been made to fill a certain role, but we're at the risk of overusing him for that role now. There's other people who can do it too, Yeah.
Well, I got to ask, he's eating all these pins. How many grams of protein are in a pin? Because boys looking jacked.
I mean, when was the last time you saw Jon Moxley get press slammed?
Right?
He press slammed Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
And Mox let him do it. Like, that's an accomplishment unto itself, because much bigger men have been in the ring with Jon Moxley and not press slammed him.
Yeah.
He's like 6'4". Bandito's like 5'10".
Yeah.
And he press slammed Jon Moxley.
Just
unbelievable.
Straight up.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Blair line, Andy's a world champion. Yeah, exactly. He's the ROH men's world champion. And it doesn't help you. Having him lose to your secondary champions in AEW really doesn't help the ROH title. Mm-hmm. I'm picking Fletcher, by percentage, but I would, I think I agree with Blair. I just kind of wish they hadn't booked this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It is, and it's another one of those matches I feel like it's like, oh shit, we got to have a match for this pay-per-view.
Yep. This one feels very random. Very, very random.
It feels very like we need to make sure we got a mid-show banger to bring everybody back up.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, well.
And look, this could be the match of the night, very easily.
It's just this. Maybe they didn't need to do it with stakes involved.
Yeah, right. It could have been an eliminator match or something,
Mm-hmm.
So next we got the AEW Men's Tag Team Championship: Claudio Castagnoli and Pac versus Cope and Cage. I don't think there's any fucking way it's anything less than Cope and Cage.
Yeah, no, that's because Pac and Claudio have gotten the better of them in the backstage beatdowns.
Yeah,
so the math is already there, and also it's Cope and Cage they got more title defenses to do.
Also, props to Pac for changing up his style. His out of the ring wear. He had his sweatpants pulled up to his tits. Pretty much with his shirt tucked in on Dynamite. I thought it was a great look for him, but him and Claudio were dressed the same.
Pac looks like the most jacked mall walker you've ever seen at 9 a.m.
Yeah. So Blair Line pretty much calls this one the way I see it. Cope and Cage aren't losing until they can face the Bucks, who are becoming number one contenders off beating Mox and Will. Yes. Blair Line has a great suggestion. Honestly, I'd have rather done this match with winner gets a shot at the other's title stipulation. So if Bandito wins, he gets an international title shot down the line. If Fletcher beats him, he gets an ROH world title shot. That would have been better, honestly.
More fun. Yeah.
That would have been better. And Michael Allen Lewis says at some point it feels like when Commander was ROH TV champion, he would just eat pins, top guys on AEW TV. Yeah, 100%. Flair Lion says Pax just shielding his belly button from being bumped. Talk about the most awkward, funny thing that happened on Dynamite this year is either that or Will Ospreay falling when they're doing the circle.
Oh, yeah.
He fell into like a tub, old timey bathtub. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Up next, we have the AEW Women's World Title match: Willow Nightingale versus Thekla. This is where I think you might see Kairi Sane. The Sisters of Sin will get involved.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And maybe Kairi, like Yeti Malone said, maybe Kairi is going to be part-time Stardom, part-time AEW, which would be great. Maybe she's going to be full-time AEW, but they're going to really lean on the Stardom experience, that she had as like, she's going to avenge Stardom, right? But I think she's going to cost Thekla the title. I think that would be my prediction. She'll come out to even the odds for Willow, and Willow will win the title because of it.
I think if you're right and she does show up tonight, that's title's going to change hands. If not, if she doesn't show up, title stays on Thekla. It just depends on if Kairi Sane shows up or not.
Here's my thought.
I think that's the way the story changes. That's the sliding doors moment of that story.
Yeah. Here's the thinking about All In, right? What match is easier to sell? Is it Thekla versus Mercedes, where both people are heels with entourages, right? Which is a story you could tell.
Yeah.
Because now Mercedes has Divine Dominion, and Thekla has the Sisters of Sin, who they showed are perfectly capable of going toe-to-toe with Divine Dominion, right? Or is it Mercedes, the ultimate heel, versus Willow, the ultimate babyface?
Oh, yeah. For the All In build, that's the... Yeah, you sold me on that. That's the money match. Because my thing that I'm always kind of my blind spot in wrestling is I look straight in front of me a lot of times when I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like the TV show or the pay-per-view, it's like sometimes I'll get an idea and I'll be able to branch out or whatever, but I think so in the immediate that it's hard for me to see past it sometimes. And that one's the one, you laid it out like that, then I do see that. I see that. That's the money match. Tekla's been great. She's been holding that title down.
Yeah, and I think Tekla's gotten over with the crowd to the point where she'll be fine without a belt, Yeah,
and actually she might get more unhinged without it.
Oh, yeah.
So that might be even more fun wrinkle to the character. So, yeah.
Well, and without her being the champion and needing to have her on TV as much, you can have her do more tours in Stardom and start, keep that promotional war going if you want.
And you can put other women on TV.
Yeah. Yep.
Tony, you can put other women on TV as much as you want. It's your show. Please and thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, bud. Blurry Line brings up a great point about Ospreay's little fall. Why did they even have that tub? What purpose does like a workhouse bathtub from the Victorian age even serve at a wrestling show?
Ice bath.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's an ice bathtub.
I thought you said Pax.
We're recovering after a match.
Bath. And I'm like, he is small, but I'm not sure he would fit in there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's quite that small. Blurry Line 7, if Kairi makes her debut to give us a big babyface title win, that Montreal crowd is going to pop. If it were up to me, because I do think Willow's winning, I would have this match main event personally. This would be a great time to do that.
Yeah, because I mean, okay, yeah, the men's world title, Kenny Omega's the men's world title, but it's Kevin Knight. That's not as big as. That's really probably not as big as Willow versus Thekla.
It's been
against Kevin Knight, but it's just like
Well, and because of the situation being what it is, they're building up to Kenny versus Will, which is already telling you what's going to happen here. You know
exactly. That's kind of where I was going with that. Like this match isn't as important as the women's world title match because this is a game changing title match.
Mm-hmm.
We know Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega is just a defense to get under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for this reign.
Yep. Wow.
It's going to be a great match, but
I'm checking the chat, and it's like all of us are kind of in this hive mind right now. Antoine says, there's only one thing I have to say. Willow should win. That leads to the inevitable match between her and Mercedes, and it closes the loop on when Mercedes put Willow over for the NJPW Strong match. Strong title, yeah. Willow versus Mercedes is the Money match. Sorry, Thekla, Michael Allen Lewis. Antoine goes, women's title when she got hurt. And an all-black women's title match. Please, I need this. This will be history-making. Beef Mordos, if Willow is winning, this should be the main event. Hive mind.
Yeah.
Antoine agrees. Michael Allen Lewis, Thekla has more of a feud with Stardom than any women in AEW, so Kyrie costing her makes sense. Blurry Line, they've done the best build to their match of anyone by far. And only 1% of people are going to think Kevin is actually winning. Yeah. And Antoine says, I need them as the co-main event. 2 black challengers. I love it. Thekla versus Willow should go last. Yeah, you know, and so I think you have some really cool opportunities here. And also Willow winning the AEW Women's World title before Mercedes is kind of a between the two of them because Mercedes is talked down to Willow so much. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, but you can't win this, you know?
That's a good story beat. That's a real good story beat.
Yeah.
Blade, there's a possibility some of your picks might actually be correct for this pay-per-view.
I hope so. I hope so. This last match, I really hope so. Because it's Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. I think Kenny's winning, but I think this match is going to do a lot of work to elevate Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega and give him like 30 minutes. They're going to have a fucking phenomenal match. And to show Kevin Knight hanging at his level, at Kenny's level, I don't think there's anybody that could just in ring give you more of a push than Kenny Omega.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you can give him a run for his money and actually come close to beating him, that's a big deal. He to a lot of people, he is the god of pro wrestling. And it's not just, Kenny is not just a work rate person where like people love him. AEW's been getting their highest ratings of the last 2 years since he won the championship. Okay. Kenny's money.
Mm-hmm.
So Kenny working with Kevin is a big fucking deal.
And if there's anybody, if you're trying to put somebody over in defeat, Kenny's your guy for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to make you look like $1 million before he hits that one-winged angel.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blurry Line says Kenny's going through a table in this match and they're going to act like he can't continue because his intestines imploded. And we're all going to hate that spot, but kind of love how much Kenny hams it up. If Kenny does the fucking overflowing river of blood from his mouth, like vomiting blood.
Your guts are going to explode.
Your guts exploded, Kenny. Antoine, this match has nothing to do with who wins, but what Kevin has got that will blow them all away. It's time for Kenny to make a star. Hasn't done that much. I mean, he's been injured, you know, and I think that this is a chance for Kenny to firmly cement Kevin's place in the main event. I think last year Hangman did that for Kyle Fletcher. You know, they had that match at All Out. That was just a fucking classic.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And obviously Kenny has deep ties to the Don Callis family, and there's a whole bunch of overrun there. So my bold prediction is the Don Callis family fails to help Kevin Knight win the world title. Because Kevin Knight clearly said in his first promo with Don Callis, the only reason the Jet is in this family is because I think you can get me that AEW gold. When he has his title match and the family either can't help him win or causes him to lose, he's going to ditch the family. And that's when Swerve's going to decide, okay, now you are a killer. You know, because remember forever ago when Swerve said, if you want to be a killer, you need to act like a killer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're talking about Swerve's been out and they've been building the Kevin story and they've been building the Kevin and Swerve story kind of in the background a little bit, teasing that out. Yeah, it's a good time to start bringing that around.
Yeah.
Start tying that bow on there.
Yeah, because here's my thing. I have 2 questions going into this show, and hopefully both of them get answered. I don't know that they will. First question, where the fuck is Swerve? TK said he's been working on projects outside of wrestling, but said he'll be ready to answer more questions about Swerve after Redemption, which makes me think Swerve's going to have something to do at Redemption. Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Second question, where the fuck is Hangman? Comes out.
He's hanging around.
Gives a promo 2 weeks ago. Haven't heard from him since. Does Max being out have something to do with Hangman not being around?
Could be.
It has been a bit of a weird year in the sense of the way the tippity top guys have been used. Swerve having these kind of long coming back, you know, having a big match with Kenny, having a big match, doing a pay-per-view match, doing a pay-per-view main event with Will, then disappearing again. It's been a little weird, a little stilted in that regard. And when Swerve and Will wrestled, I was like, this guy has to be on television every single week. Every single week. Swerve.
Yeah. No, fully agreed. It's weird. It's weird in 2 ways. That you got your mainline talent and you're just like, they're here and they're gone, they're here, they're gone, and you let them off, you know, have all these big breaks from them. But it's also, they've done a pretty good job of cycling people up into those spots.
They have. I think with Swerve, it's just been weird because it felt like when he returned, it was like a big deal for a minute. And then he turned heel on Kenny, and then he just disappeared. After he lost.
Yeah, that seemed like a momentum killer. Or like they needed to kill his momentum for some reason.
Like he was going to be gone doing something, and they had to write him off for a while. Yeah. But you know, he came back kind of making these very pointed promos, and then that all changed. It just, I don't know what's happening with Swerve right now, and I don't like that feeling because he's too important to AEW to not kind of know what he's up to, not know what his motives are right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give them credit for if they don't have a thing for him, not forcing him to be in something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's better than just having him tut and do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, well, we got you. You're one of our top stars. We're gonna have you on TV. Just here's a mic. Go do something, or have a match. Here's, I don't know, Blake Christian. Just go have a match with him.
I think Swerve and Kevin Knight coming together after this show would be a really good outcome. That would move Kevin Knight into the main event legit. And Tony Khan said on the media call yesterday, Kevin Knight will be one of the biggest stars in AEW going forward. So like,
oh yeah,
he is the guy they've strapped the rocket to.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I feel so lucky that I got to see him tag with Kushida against the Bollywood Boys
That's a wild
at a
match.
Defy show 2-3 years ago. Like, unbelievable. And now he's like wrestling for the world title against my all-time favorite wrestler. Like, crazy. Last few chats here. Yeti Malone says, always bet the opposite of Blade's picks. You'll end up making money even if he gets 1 or 2 correct. Yeah, that's true.
But hold on. We've got a lot of the same picks.
We do.
So, and some of my picks are usually pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. There's a chance Blade's right on some things.
Yes.
If only because I'm right about some things.
Tino Ibarra is with us. What's up, buddy? Blurry Line 7, the story of this match needs to be that Kevin creates a weakness in Kenny that will turn into a moral dilemma for Will on whether he should exploit it or not. In the same way, Kenny will have the dilemma over Will's neck. Ooh. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, Blurry. God damn, you should be writing this. Shit.
That is next level thinking.
Yeah, next level. I like. I heard that. That was good. That was a little dad joke there from the Hacksaw Jim Duggan loving Kurt Jangle.
Yeah. The hack daddy.
Yeah. Tito Ibarra. Hack daddy. Tito Ibarra. How long does a vasectomy take to heal? I mean, did he get it right before the promo? I don't know. Like the day of the promo? Like, Jesus, he wasn't limping. Antoine, don't you think the schedule gives them time to not get burned out on by us? Yes. I think that rotating is a good thing. I just think for Swerve, the problem was there was no obvious, like, oh, that's going to take a while for him to recover from, or he's going to have to go off and have a think the way Hangman did. You know, with Hangman,
he just kind of left.
Him being gone made sense. With Swerve, there was no real storyline purpose for any of it. You know, it was just like he lost a big match and he left for a long period of time. Antoine continues. He's so active on social media right now. I can't wait to see what the wrestling aspect will bring. My man is coming back on fire. What that is, I don't know. It's going to be great. Hopefully, he is Will Ospreay's world title nemesis. That's what I hope. Him, Kevin Knight.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Hangman. MJF obviously is going to be back at some point. I think MJF's going to have a match probably with Hangman at All In.
Maybe he's taking time and we're finally going to get the Pressure One sneakers released.
Dude.
Because the mock-up of those sneakers, I
wanted them mocked up sneakers. I liked those a lot. Those Pressure Ones looked great.
But also, he was wearing them in ring and he stopped. He's wearing boots now.
I know. And I'm glad he's wearing boots. Don't twist your ankle or something, you know?
Well, yeah. But I wanted those so bad.
He was world champion 2 years ago.
Yeah.
For 3 months. Like, we need to get the belt back on Swerve.
Yeah.
Blurry Line says Kevin feels like a mobster, but not a made man yet. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I think after this match, that's where I expect to see that. Swerve is the guy who can make him a made man. And then Tino says, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Swerve was in album mode, and that's where he went. Yeah, maybe. Well, Jangle, you have something going on currently. Will you tell the people a little bit about it? I will drop the link in the chat.
Oh, yeah. So it's coming up in August, and this is when I usually start doing this. Every year, I raise money for a charity called Extra Life. Charity, we raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. I've been doing this for 12 years. I should be able to say that without stumbling over it. But so yeah, what we do is it's a gaming charity. I'm going to start streaming. We'll get on stream. Come in, tune in. I'll try to be entertaining as I play. Sometimes I get into the game a little too much and I get quiet. So
that's what I would do.
If I get a good chat in there, I'll talk to everybody and hang out. But basically, it's, you know, just try to raise money for kids. Look it up. The link is in the chat.
It is.
And look up, you can find me on Twitch at Kurt Jangle, YouTube at Kurt Jangle. Get a 2001 turquoise blue clamshell iMac. Open Netscape Navigator, type in Kurt Jangle and Netscape Navigator, and you can find me that way.
It's the only way currently. It's the only way.
Yeah, it's the only way. It's modern technology hasn't caught up with me yet. I'm trying to hide in the past. But yeah, check the link in the chat for the direct link for the donations. Keep up with me on threads at Kurt Jangle. I'll be posting about when I do the streams there and where you can watch them. That's my only plug because I'm not doing my show right now. I'm doing guest spots and voiceover work. If you need voiceover work, hit me up at all the places I just talked about at Kurt Jangle.
Well, the only adult on the internet himself, Kurt Jangle. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
We will have you back very soon, and wish you well in raising funds. But support Kurt Jangle if you can. I want you all to remember that Jobber Underground is right around the corner. Steve and Stella are coming your way. We have a website that's going to come out soon. You can follow us on Threads, Instagram, YouTube, and Blue Sky right now. Just Jobber Underground is our username on every social media network. So make sure to give us a follow there. We are just, those accounts are like zombie accounts right now. So you'll see the little profile picture there. Make sure to give us a follow and stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more coming about it very soon. But until next time, I'm Blade Daly.
And I'm Kurt Jangle.
Pro wrestling forever.